Hello, everyone. I thought hold on, little adjustment. Sorry. I thought I would go over um, dowsing rod usage and history to kind of give you like a little rundown on how to use dowsing rods in not only the method that they were originally made for, but also how to use them in spirit communication. So I purchased these two copper rods, as you see right here, from Amazon. I've been researching this for a while before I purchased them to see if they'd be any good, and they're already wacky. Sorry. Uh, let's see. Let me turn on this thing. It'd be natural light, but it's not working. Okay. So I came with this little paper thing, little picture of the history and some usage on how to apply them into what you're doing. Okay, dowsing or divining, it says here, a dowsing tool is simply a readout interface or communication device. It is controlled through or by your subconscious or something of that nature. Everyone can douse, but like most procedures, it will take practice and experience to be good at it. You can train your subconscious to use many types of tools or devices. Professional dowsers use different kinds of dowsing tools. The L rod, the Y rod, pendulum, and the bobber. Bobber is kind of like a little round metal piece at the end of the string or chain. Dowsing devices come in all sizes, shapes, materials, and many dowsers have their favorite tools that work well for them. Dowsing appears to have risen in the context of Renaissance magic in Germany, and it remains popular among believers in Fortiana or Radius Asia. Wow. In fact, dowsing is the ancient art of finding water, minerals, and other objects that seem to be a natural magnetic or other unknown energy. A forked rod or branch of a tree, as seen in the picture, lost my place. Oh, that in the hands of certain people is said to indicate by means of spasmodic movements of varying intensity the presence of water and minerals underground. Traditionally, the rod is of hazel wood and V-shaped, and the ends are held by the operator. Other materials, such as right-angle wire rods, are claimed to be equally effective, such as the copper rods. Let's see. Diviners claim that under the effect of rhabdic force, wow, good word, the rods twist or revolve when the operator passes over underground water and minerals. The term rhabdic derives from the Greek word for rod. Depending on what the dowser desires to find, he may hold a bottle of water, a piece of metal, an empty tube, when searching in caverns or caves, or a personal object or corpse in water in his hand. And then they give a couple of links, which is pretty cool. And here, kind of tells you how you can use dowsing rods when, I guess, searching for water or minerals. Uh, it is necessary you know the ideal ways of holding the rods during the dowsing process. In order to keep from impeding its typical movement, you have to grasp the handles of the rods in each hand with a light grip. So, let me demonstrate. Now, these were designed, as you can tell, they're kind of loose and make it easier for them to move. But you don't necessarily need this. You could just have a bent rod, and then you would just hold it like that and let it freely go back and forth. But that's, you don't have to, because with this, actually, you know what? I think this would help you better control it, because like this, it's just going to be all over the place. See? All this will just freely move. So yeah, definitely hold it not too tightly. Just like grasp it and put your thumb on it, but not to the point that it doesn't move. Alright. So it says it's crucial with the inside of the thumb knuckles pressing the rod handle. Gently keep your fist wrapped around the handles. So yeah, don't like death grip it. Don't forget to maintain your elbows position at your side near your waist when you're holding the rods in front of you, with your forearms equivalent to the ground. So like parallel to the ground. Not only that you aim the rod straight out before you at approximately the waist level, but also ensure that the rods are virtually parallel with the ground, like I said. Keep the rods from swinging uncontrollably by adjusting the tips of the rods moderately down. So like put your thumb over instead of just holding the handle, keep your thumb on top of the actual rod piece. Yeah. Try not to combine the swinging motion of the rods by setting your thumbs on the curve of the rods. Okay, maybe not. Begin your, okay, maybe just like put it like up against it, not kind of like this, but like maybe like this. Begin your work on dowsing by walking towards the target. In this case, an electrical extension cord, which is plugged in, because copper is a good conduction of electricity. Let's see. Try to approach the target cord at a moderate walking pace. It is possible for you to see the movement of the rod tips crossing either inward or outward immediately your eyes pass over the target. The rod should come back to the typical position before your body when you have ventured past the target cord. In its long way arrangement, walk over the target cord right after. And until you step past the end of the cord, the rod should stay in the cross or outward position. It signifies a signal detection. Okay. If you're having problem as a beginner with the rods not indicating a signal, use the following tips. When dowsing, make sure you press your thumb knuckles gently against the handles. Thumb and knuckles, it should say. Moreover, with a relaxed mind and body, excuse me, practice scrolling over the extended length of the target cord repeatedly, or whatever object that happens to be. Remember things that put smiles on your face to light up your ambiance. If you continue to have issues getting the dowsing signal, and attempt dowsing the length of the target cord again. Stand at one end of the target cord if you continue to have no discovery of obtaining a dowsing signal. Verbally address the rods, either cross or divert, whenever you take a walk over the target cord, and douse the long length of the target cord. So basically, tell your divining rods to find the target. You can call it quits for some time if the issue of obtaining a dowsing signal persists. After some time, when you're more relaxed and rested, you can try again by repeating the suggestions above. And then it gives some more links, a couple of links from YouTube. So yeah, basically just practice with it. I think paranormal investigators have luck with them because they've been using them for a long time. Others, not so much. These can be made out of any material. You can make them out of coat hangers if you can't afford, to buy pure copper like I did. These weren't that expensive anyway. And I got them off of Amazon. So basically, just find ways. I mean, wood too. Like I said, hazelwood, or basically any shaped wood in the shape of a L or a Y will work too out in nature. Just make sure that once you use it, if you don't want to keep it, you return it back to nature. Yeah. Return everything that you use. Don't litter. I mean, if it's a shell, you want to keep the shell and do something with it, great. If not, you just leave it be or return it back to, say, the ocean. Same thing with, twigs and whatnot. Apologize. I have allergies and my eyes are just driving me nuts. But, yeah. That's a pretty brief rundown of how to do dowsing rods and a little bit of history behind it. I've actually looked up some information. There's a paranormal investigator that pretty much tells you how he uses his excuse me. Some people don't believe in them and they just test them out because they're curious and they think, oh, well, they move a little too easily if you're not exactly still. But that's why that thing tells you how to hold it properly. And you shouldn't do it too much, because if you do, you know, holding something out will naturally, it's like trying to do a plank. Plank is like doing kind of like a push-up position without moving. And if you hold that position for too long, you're going to wear yourself out. I mean, it has nothing to do with spiritual activity. It just happens to be like uh, physical science. You can't hold something for too long unless you have a whole lot of energy and strength. So I was practicing with mine for a little bit in the living room, and after a while, I started to get worn out. Not because they were working, but because I was holding something out, and it takes a lot of strength to do that. So keep it quick. Keep this question simple, yes or no. Some people only use one. You don't have to use two, I guess. You can hold it, and if it swings to the left, that could be yes. If it swings to the right, it could be no. I didn't do that. I just did it on its own. That kind of thing. You don't have to use both, but it's preferable, especially if you're trying to find something. You want to walk towards what you're looking for. It doesn't have to be a spirit, but it could be water, or if you want to go looking for, it's kind of like a metal detector, like a cheap metal detector. You can find gold, you can find silver. The other techniques they mentioned that have nothing to do with dowsing rods, like the bobbers and stuff, they would put what they were looking for inside the bobber. Say they were looking for silver, so they put silver in there. And whenever the bobber would make a certain movement, they had found silver. Same with gold and other precious metals. You can find copper easily, if that's what you're looking for, because they're made out of copper, but copper, like I said, is a good conductor of electricity. So finding things is what it does. It finds stuff such as power lines, water. Water gives out energy. Minerals give out energy. Everything in nature gives out energy. Metal, wood, doesn't matter. If it's an element on the periodic table, it gives off energy. Everything's in constant vibration. You just can't see it. So, and that's going into science. It's not actually paranormal stuff, but basically, yeah. That's the rundown. And if you're curious, I recommend researching more. Even WikiHow has ways to douse the divine. It says there's 4 ways according to WikiHow, which I've probably already described. Talks about holding the rods properly, the arm's length. Let's see. Keep the rod steady as you walk towards the target. Find bodies of water. Make sure you're not, holding it too tightly, but just enough to just enough that there's some movement. And then when they cross, they move like this, that means you found your target. When you're dowsing for stuff other than spirit communication, you can find lost objects. You can tell them to find the lost object. You can also determine the energy of an area or room, not just spirits, but apparently this is kind of paranormal. Technically it goes into science too. The energy of the room, if you're talking about that would be kind of hard. I would think that would be more like where everything goes underneath your house. Like there could be power lines. Maybe if you're trying to find a short in the power lines, that's one way to do it. Okay. Yeah. Because I wouldn't think energy as in paranormal energy unless you're searching for a spirit. They do say to walk around your house to find certain energy spots if it crosses. But you gotta intentionally be looking for a spirit. If you just randomly pick them up, start walking around with them without your intention clear, then you can pick up anything. It's probably not spirit. It's probably, like I said, some power lines running underneath your house. Some people have them going under the house. Some people have the power lines like I do. I have a bunch of power lines outside next to my house, not underneath my house, even though there is cable and stuff running around my house. So I could probably pick up those. But yeah, it just takes a lot of practice. Put intention of what you want to find. You can tell them what you want to find. Say, hey, I want to find my lost knife or whatever. And just walk around looking for it. But hold it, not tightly, but enough, and go slowly. You don't have to like constantly like trying to hurry up. It takes some practice, and you may not get it the first few times. Me, it took a little bit before I started getting the hang of it, but I don't even think I got proper answers as far as spirit communication because I was getting tired, and I don't think the way I was holding it was proper. Like I said, there's other people who have more practice than me. Some just think it's something fun to do, but you can really use them to do other things other than spirit communication. Using copper rods is actually a newer technique, not an older technique. As I said in the little description thing, they used wood because copper only came about when we started mining for minerals and making stuff out of it, like pennies and coat hangers and stuff like that. But yeah, copper is relatively new. Now the use of dowsing rods is not new, but copper is. So it's not an old technique. Just the method is, not the tool. The tool evolves over time, just like everything else does. People do spirit communication with whatever they had. Some use cards, some use bones, stuff like that. And then some started out with the board, which wasn't that. Goes back to, I want to say, 18th century. I could be wrong. Around that time is when the Ouija board started becoming popular. But there was other methods of spirit communication. There's always other methods of spirit communication. I just wanted to touch bases on the many uses of dowsing rods besides spirit communication. If you want to use them for that, go for it. If not, no big deal. It's always fun to go out like in the country and say, hey, let's go find some water. Let's go look for precious metals and stuff like that. Yeah, because I mean, it doesn't have to be for spirit communication. That also is a new method, spirit communication with dowsing rods. You used to call them witching rods because they could find things, but that doesn't mean that they were used to find spirits and stuff like that. It's just a term. A lot of things got bad rap. If it wasn't part of the norm, they would add the word witch to it, like witching rods or witching rods. Say that 3 times fast. Or what was it? Witch's wood or witching something. Like they always put witch on it because they couldn't understand the properties behind it. Nowadays, nobody calls them witching rods. They just call them dowsing rods or divining rods. Because that's what they do. They divine. Divine meaning to tell you where things, to tell you about things. Dowsing is mainly for like good for water minerals. But anyways, I'm just rambling on here. Yeah, I've been meaning to do this video for a while. I am very busy this week and probably for a while. Trying to put up videos if I can. I have college to do today. I probably have to run to the store real quick and get some items that I forgot yesterday. The cat's acting all crazy. She's calmed down now. I had to open the window so she could see outside. I'm actually watering my Jericho resurrection plant because my daughter's rose plant looks like it's starting to die. I've been giving it light, but either she's not giving enough water or it's not getting enough light, or maybe it's getting too light. I don't know. It's a little tiny rose blossom plant, so I know she's been watering it. So I'm going to transfer some of the resurrection plant water. I think give it a day soak and then put some in there, and it supposedly helps. Like plants of other species can help plants of other species. It's just a thing. It's actual scientific fact. It's not not a magical. I mean, it seems magical, but sometimes magic has scientific basis. Kind of like myth has some truth to it. Yes, I'm rambling again. I got more energy. I'm feeling better, so I apologize if I'm talking too fast or if I just start going off topic. Holy crap, it's been like 20 minutes, and I only meant this to be like a short video. So yeah, I should be doing more videos, possibly Spirit Box coming up either this week or next week. My kids will be on summer vacation next week, but even then I'll be still kind of busy because I got to get stuff done. I'm preparing for stuff here. There's lots of change coming, and I sensed it the other day, being my pagan witchy self. And that's another thing. I'm hoping to do more pagan videos, not just paranormal, but pagan, because that's what I am. I'm a pagan witch. And I want to share some witchy tips with people who are interested or who are already witches and just want more information. I'm not going to get too personal into stuff. I'm just going to show stuff that I feel is helpful or kind of pushing towards something that they can research. You know, because not everybody's into tarot, not everybody's into crystals, as far as pagans or witches are concerned. Not everybody's into herbs. Like, everybody has their own niche. All witches are pagan, but not all pagans are witches, if that makes sense. So everybody has their own thing. But it's also cool to incorporate a little bit of everything, into your daily witchy life. And that's another thing. I'll do another video about how to do witchy stuff in your normal everyday routines or life. So with that said, I better wrap this up. This is a pretty long video. Wish I could edit it, but I'm not very good at editing videos. So I'll just leave it at that. And hope you guys have a nice day. Bye.